Alright, I don't really plan on doing these garden tours more than monthly, but I don't know. We got a lot of things happening in the garden today. So, here's my kale. And yeah, I gotta thin those guys out, but starting to get a little less shy with the mulch because yeah, I know. I think these guys need some sun. So, I cleared out a lot of space for them to breathe. Just like this poor broccoli. So yeah, the stem was covered under mulch, so it's kind of bent, but hanging in there. My carrots are finally starting to get pretty and bushy, so I'm so excited about that. This poor guy is still covered under mulch, but yeah, these, they've been real slow coming, but now I'm starting to get a nice stem right there. But yeah, so we're moving and shaking here. We got one of our raised beds assembled, but we're gonna get another raised bed for this side and arch that goes across them both. So I can't really solidify anything back here until next paycheck when I get that other raised bed and we get things finally kind of settled back here. Then we've got the apple trees, but what I'm trying to find out, we got our blueberry bushes. One of them has arrived, and right, we talked about this in the last tour. So I was trying to decide where I was going to put them. I was thinking about putting them in between the windows over here. They do like full sun. Yeah, so I'm trying to reserve these areas that get shade for stuff that really needs the shade. So kind of thinking basically that eventually we're gonna put a couple of bushes, probably. I don't think we're putting trees back there, but yeah, maybe some like bushes in the corners. And so I'm thinking about the blueberry bushes and probably future bushes or whatever. Maybe one here and one over there. I know they're still getting shade. I'm trying to find a good full sun place for them to go, but just kind of with the symmetry of everything, I'm still trying to figure it out. Anyway, what's going on with the apple trees here is I got them these tree surrounds that came with this waterer, which is nice. But I didn't realize I needed to put mulch either under it or on top of it. Just makes sense to me to put the mulch underneath. So the waterer helps cool the trees down with the hot summer heat that they don't love. So gonna mulch underneath, but yeah, I didn't realize that before I got them down in the first place. So I'm working on getting this mulch from the inside to the outside. But I'm not feeling great today. So I got it started. And I'm also trying to learn how frequently I need to water the apple trees to keep them happy. And I'm a little fairly under the unofficial tutelage of Patrina from Homegrown Florida. Her strategies I pretty much follow, but just kind of take my own like what works for us and integrate that into it. So in this case, kind of forgetting why I was bringing her up, but for one thing, she recommends like these raised beds on Amazon, which are the cheapest. Well, I mean, whatever, probably you can get them cheaper, but they're reasonably cheap and they've lasted her for like, I guess 10 years she's been growing. So like, speaking of what works for us as a difference, we're Costco people, we get 2% back. And like just kind of everything I get from Costco, I always feel like is a quality product. So apparently, as far as all of these gardening companies coming after me, wanting me to spend my money with them, we're pretty well a Vigo family. That's what these are, just thanks to Costco. So that's the Costco bump, I guess. So Costco covers these Vigo raised beds. So that's what we're going with. And it is more expensive than the Amazon one Patrina recommends. But like I said, we get 2% back, and I'm just always happy with Costco's products. So I feel confident they're going to last. It's nice. For me, I don't love the pearl white color, but the other color was kind of a muted green, which I don't love either. What I would love for my aesthetic is like just a bright white like the inside is. But such is life. They're not. Anyways, so yeah. Oh, right. I remember why I brought up Patrina. So yeah, her method of telling like if if a tree is like watered, like when to get that watering schedule of how frequently you have to water them is you water like every day. Well, I mean, you wean them, you work it back. So first you start out watering daily or every other day or whatever, and then you space it out longer, water every 3 days, space it out longer, water every 4 days, until you start to see the leaves wilting. And then once you see them wilting, then you back it up a day. That's how frequently they need to be watered. So that's what I'm working on with these apple trees. It's just a little different because now I have these self-watering things that I'm learning how they work. So I'm sort of, at the same time I'm doing this project of getting mulch in the center to be underneath the water rounds, I'm also trying to sort of dry things out a little bit so I can start to learn how frequently these apple trees want to be watered with the water surrounds. So it's okay for me that I'm not feeling good today and I'm not happy with as much mulch as I have here. I think I want to fill the mulch all the way up to the top of the tree surrounds. That makes sense to me. So I do feel like I can stretch this out a couple days. So I'm good with that. Because like I said, I want things to get a little bit dry before I get the water surrounds on, and I can start to keep an eye on these guys and see how much they like to be watered. Anyway, one last thing to show you. Yesterday, one of my first blueberry bush came in, and these guys need cross-pollinators. So, just like the apple trees, can't have just one. So, when I got this box for this blueberry tree, this little box here, it like weighed nothing. And yeah, look at this guy. Not only did it, is so tiny, but it's so pretty. Look at these reds. I love them. So this is Boo, and we are waiting on Berry to arrive before we find a nice sunny place for these guys and put them in. So that's all I got for today, I think.